My name is Stacy, and today I want to talk to you about math fundamentals. Now, I know you're thinking, or maybe you might be thinking, ugh, math. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of math. Can't understand this stuff. Why do we even learn it? Okay, so there's this big misconception that math is just a horrible thing that we're cursed to do when we're going through school or learning things. But I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to tell you that it's important. You can go through your life not applying it, but you can go through your life applying math every single day. And so, math fundamentals is a course that's going to allow you to have fun with math. So, I'm going to put the fun back in math with applying some of these principal concepts so that you can understand it and have fun with it. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to go over some keywords and their meanings. It's so important, and I think a lot of times people have a lot of hangups with math because the words just seem like Greek or they just seem like they're so crazy. Like, how do they come up with exponential? Or where do they get reciprocal from? Why is the process sometimes easy, but the words seem so hard? So we'll go over things like natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, real numbers, and imaginary numbers. That's the scope of the types of numbers that we will deal with in math. Okay. Then we're going to go into number play. So I say number play because we're going to have fun with numbers. You know how they made up this Sudoku game? Some people really enjoy it. I know I do. But I've also came up with some other games that I think you're going to love. So I want you to think about our number system, the base 10, the expanded form of a number, how you can represent a number to look different even though it has the same value. Then we talk about the different forms of a number, the standard form, putting them in order, from like smallest to largest number. We'll compare them, which one is bigger, which one is smaller. We'll talk about sets of numbers, and we'll talk about these things called exponents, roots, ratios, the reciprocal, like I was saying, and factorials and number lines. So aside from the vocabulary that we're going to learn, then we're going to find out how to play with these things within the context of these big words. Okay, so we're going to really delve deep and play with those numbers, and we're really going to focus in on breaking down on one number. Okay, then after that, we're going to go into combining numbers. So we're putting two or more numbers together, whether we add them, subtract them, multiply them, divide them, make them blow up and be exponential, or divide them into their smallest root number with radicals, then we're going to really put them together. Okay? Then after that, we're going to do some visual math. So beyond just seeing numbers, we're going to talk about pictures and shapes and how we'll look at something in different dimensions. We'll first start with a linear or one-dimensional way of viewing numbers on a number line. We'll talk about points in a Cartesian plane, which is a square, flat surface, has no depth. And then we're going to move these points around in this plane. We'll talk about lines going from one point to the other, making segments. We'll describe the lines. We'll find the midpoint. We'll find the length. I mean, all sorts of things, but we're going to do it visually. I know some people are visual learners, and I think that is going to be a plus for some people. They're actually going to see what's involved in the number play and why we play with these numbers and the relationship between two or more numbers. Okay, so we'll talk about set relations and intersections and unions and things. So you're going to get really good at visual math. Then we'll describe shapes. We'll describe them by their length, you know, and then we'll talk about their area and volume and the angles. So we're describing shapes with different ways and different methods of calculation. But then again, we're going to turn these calculations and we're going to make them really, really easy. After learning the concept, I'm going to give you some shortcuts so that you don't have to do the same thing over and over again. Because my whole premise when I was going through school is like, I said, well, I learned this back in 5th grade, 6th grade. Why am I doing this back again in college? You know, so the same algebra that I learned in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I was doing it again in college algebra and calculus. I'm like, okay, so when is this going to actually get easier? And so what I learned to do is make shortcuts, and that's going to be covered in another class, being able to form algorithms and things like that. So I digress. We're going to also, in describing shapes, find what's called the perimeter of a circle, what is the perimeter of a triangle, the perimeter of a four-sided shape, any quadrilateral. And so I said another big name. So we're going to focus on identifying those vocabulary words that can stump you on word problems and things. I don't want you to ever fail algebra. So I want you to visit my website, mendorin.com, to enroll in this course. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. I'll be your personal one-on-one guide into being successful in math fundamentals. And I thank you for watching. See you on the inside.